William Pember Reeves was a New Zealand politician, cricketer, historian and poet who promoted social reform. Quote, "The Maori attitude to sanitation, personal cleanliness, good eating habits and living practices conducive to good health was the despair of all who knew them." Look at that. How's that for Maori being advanced in their sanitation habits and their desire to be amazing with water and conservation? Reeves has this to say about Maori living and health standards of the 19th century. Quote, "They did not seem to realize that they might be healthy men and women if they would accept the teaching of sanitary science as sincerely as they took in the religious teachings of the early missionaries, nor would they be made to realize that foul air, insufficient dress, putrid food, alternations of feast and famine, and long bout sedulous idleness were destroying them as a people, so that as long as they soaked maize in the streams until it was rotten, and ate it together with dried shark, the merest whiff of which would make a white man sick, so long as they would wear a suit of clothes one day and a tattered blanket the next, and sit smoking in crowded huts, the reek of which struck one like a blow in the face, so long as they would cluster around dead bodies during their tangi or wakes, so long as they would ignore drainage, so long as they would remain a blighted and dwindling race. A gradually broadening ray of hope for them has, however, now been glimpsed. The efforts of the government have been in matter of education, of sanitation and of medical supervision and have had their good effect." In other words, he's saying the government really stepped out to help Maori with their absolutely diabolical living standards, their sanitation and the way they were living. I mean, you've got to go back up to here and say this. Look, I've highlighted in yellow, "The Maori attitude to sanitation, personal cleanliness, good eating habits and living practices conducive to good health was the despair of all who knew them." Now this guy's an eyewitness. He's a historian. He's a politician.